Hello everyone, this is Seeing Funny John, and if you hear something in the back, technically that's just nothing but the washing machine washing clothes. But I think what's really important here is real talk. So I'm going to talk about two things because I was just thinking it and I was like, yeah, I really need to put this up. So for anyone who eventually someday this blesses upon or helps out, they should basically get something that actually help them say, yeah, you're right. Or, oh, yeah, I'll keep that in mind. So today, I'm just going to talk about something that's kind of funny and just I'll go on from there. So, yesterday I was talking to a nice young lady. No, actually, she wasn't even young, but still, I was talking to her. She was shy and stuff. And she basically asked, what do you want to do? And I said, what do you mean? What do I want to do on here? Or what we're gonna do together in real life if we meet? And she was like, if, what if? That's all she just said, what if? So, from that, she's basically shy, right? And then I just continued on saying how I would adventure with her, just look around the whole entire place because, well, I haven't actually been stable, well, quote unquote stable here for like a few years actually. I think, yeah, the last time I actually got a chance, even then, it was basically the whole. I won't say evil stepmother because that's not what my mom is. Basically, it's just the whole I'm sheltered thing. The fact that I shouldn't go outside, I shouldn't go explore, I shouldn't actually go out and do what Matilda did a long time ago. So basically, I don't really know like some hidden places or just the fact of actually not being in the car and actually walking around and looking around the place and saying, wow, that's a beautiful sight. And heck, even taking a picture of it, put it on Tumblr and showing people saying, hey, look, check this out. This is Florida. Wow, nice, isn't it? So, continue on to say basically, it went down to the fact of where I tried to give a touching speech about the adventure is worth the risk. If you basically took the bus to me, I'll meet you and yeah, I mean, I'll actually escort you instead of you being all alone walking straight to my house. I'll actually come to you and actually say, "Hey, how you doing? Let's go to my house," or "Hey, how you doing? Let's just explore the neighborhood," or "Hey, how you doing?" Or even vice versa, even though I am strapped for cash, but let's say I wasn't, I actually would go on the bus, go to her, and I'll be like, "Hey, how you doing? Let's check out your neighborhood." But as soon as I said that, you basically got like 1 minute where she said, "No, fool," which is like, okay, you were basically shy, and all of a sudden you're able to actually say "no fool" like that. It's like, well, what she typed in was just "no fool," capital N, and then "no fool." So, yeah, I mean, I'm just saying if she actually was shy enough, or basically, I'm just saying if you're gonna let down a person nicely, which that's what girls need to know how to do is let down a guy nicely, I would say I would love to do it, but sadly I have to decline due to, yeah, I would basically do something like that instead of being like, "No, fool." Psh, no. Yeah, yeah. You were the one who messaged me saying, yeah, because I just said hi. I was just being nice and silly, and she was the one who gave the. She was the one who asked the question. I didn't ask the question at all. I was gonna even ask a question like that, but she did, and it's like, if you're the end result you're gonna say is no, then why in the world would you actually ask that? Besides saying after it, just curious, which I'm like, yeah, if you're asking just curious and you actually said a few lines down, yeah, we should definitely hang out, and then all the end result says "no fool," it's like, okay. Anyways, then that basically led to saying no. There are some guys who actually can't take no as an answer, which I do have to admit, I do that sometimes too, but it's for good reasons. Like, one thing is that you get the professor who says, no, I'm sorry, you're going to fail. Do you really going to take that no as an answer? Would anyone crazy enough will actually take that no as an answer? Especially if it's a class you need to pass. You need to actually get the major. I think not. I think you actually would say, no, I'm not taking no as an answer. Give me anything I can to actually show you I can do the work. Even though you're going to be like, oh, the professor's going to be like, oh, but the class is the work. The test is the work. The final exam is the way to show it. It's like, yeah, but... Which it kind of leads down to the crazy part of what if which I bet the professor does have this idea, the fact of if he repeats the class, he'll yet again get paid for the class that he has to teach the student, instead of being like, let's make sure you pass the first time. And just for my actual experience, here's the messed up part. The person who actually said that a couple of times to me was none other than my advisor and my professor. Yeah, he was one and the same. The person who was teaching the class I was in actually was my advisor, meaning that shouldn't my advisor actually be rooting for me, saying, woo! Or he's like, hey, come here, man. Yeah, you're not really doing good in this class. Is there something wrong? Is there something going on? Something like that. Did I get that? No, actually I didn't. I actually never got something like that until like a year and a half later in an email. And it wasn't even him. It was the dudes who were like, oh, we see you're doing badly in class. I mean, yeah, you think? If you need extra assistance and stuff, I'm like, yeah, where was this a year ago? But the whole persecution of the professor is not really what should happen. The only messed up thing that really cogged everything is just basically the school administration and the room boarding people. Yeah, I mean, really? So I had a roommate listed, and then all of a sudden they decide to switch it up. Which personally, I'm a student, dude. I'm actually a loyal student. If you say, no, you shouldn't do that, I'm like, okay, I won't. Not actually giving a question of, why should I not do it? So when it came to the whole changing of roommates, I was like, well, I bet they most likely know what they're doing. Even though I did get a text message that's like, hey, N-word, plug me up in your phone, yeah. I'm like, okay. Let's just hope that this was just him being flamboyant and not what he really actually acts like. Which, sadly, that is exactly how he acts like. Which sucks. So, because of not being able to sleep, and technically he didn't even know the rules, which kind of was stupid, so I actually had to tell him. Okay, here's a messed up thing. He was so dumb, he actually thought the emergency turn-off switch for the AC was the way how to use the AC. Yeah, messed up, isn't it? But anyways, let's get off that subject and go back to where it is the fact that girls, you have to be nice to boys. You actually have to be nice. Even if you dislike the boy, you have to be nice. Because you know what? Eventually, what you're doing with all the boys will stab you in the back eventually. Yeah, who knows? Maybe the boy that you actually straight up broke his heart is your boss, your future boss. And you don't know about that, but then he hires you. And, well, someone hires you within his business. And then when you find out the head boss is actually the dude that you broke his heart, or he finds out you actually work for him, oh, you know that's going to work out. That's going to really work out bad. So be nice to guys. Even if you don't like the guy, at least gently make him know that you don't like him in that way. Instead of being like, psh, fool no. No, fool. I'm like, really? Or even worse stuff that I got from it. I'm just saying, be nice. And it works on the other side too. Guys have to be nice to girls as well. Even though it's weird that the girls are known as emotional type beings. And yet when it comes straight down to it, it's like, all right, it seems to me that the whole girls are in touch with their feelings, they don't really actually do that. I mean, there's a small percentage that actually do care, but other than that, the rest of them, it's like, yeah, there's some boys who actually are more caring than. Sorry, I was. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be silent. Sorry, but yeah, you would figure that there's boys who actually know more about feeling than girls do, which is kind of messed up if you think about it. But hey, the world is kind of messed up right now. All right, is there anything else to talk about? Yeah, I guess I would say the whole saying no and having no as your answer and stuff, or accepting no. There's really places in or times in your life where saying no is not good. I mean, like for instance, your grade is a bad grade, and you allowed to hold no, it's not going to go any higher as your answer. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all. That's horrible. You shouldn't allow your bad grade to be the answer, completely your final answer. No, you should continue to go and try to make amends or make it better. That's all I'm saying. All right, is there anything else? Mm, allowing no not to be your final answer. Shoot, is there anything else? No, you won't make it through this, or no, your appeal won't work, or no, your car will never live again, never work again, or no, your child will not live past age five. All those and many more. There's many more out there that actually is like, yeah, you shouldn't take no as an answer. Of course, there are places where no should be your answer, yes. But I'm just saying, for all those girls out there, or guys, which I don't really know because, hey, I'm not that way. But I'm just saying, for people who enjoy saying no all the time, there are places where no cannot be an answer, or no is not an option. Like, for instance, no, I'm not going to graduate. That is not an option. You have to graduate. You have to make the world better. You have to make yourself better. Thank you for listening, and this is Real Talk. I'm out.